One team has already punched their ticket to the Nassau County Class A Championship. It's the same as last year, Elmont. Now, who will they face? Is it North Shore or Sewanhaka? It's only here on News 12 Varsity. Hi again, everybody, and welcome here to LIU Post, our site today for the Nassau County semifinals. Well, one team's already going to be playing a Hofstra next week. That was decided before. A big win for Elmont over Seaford. Now, this is going to be a good battle, and we're expecting a really good one. Sewanhaka and North Shore, two teams really completely different programs in their history. North Shore champions 3 of the last 5 years. A year ago, they fell to the now champions and the defending champions in Floral Park, who won it in 2016. On the other side, Sewanhaka has never won a championship game. They've never reached a championship final. They might be the best team that nobody is talking about. They have 2 losses this year, and both of them to Elmont. But these are 2 very, very good schools and 2 very good, well-coached groups. Let's take a look at some of the top players we're going to see today. Sewanhaka's senior Destiny Hurt averages 18 points per contest. An all-county player, now in her 3rd year starting for the Indians. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, when you think of North Shore, you think of Gabby Zafiro. The junior has 2,000 points in her career, which she eclipsed last game, the leading scorer in all of Nassau County. So that's where we are. It's the 20-1 North Shore Vikings and the 19-2 Sewanhaka Indians. Who will play Elmont in the championship game? We'll find out next on News 12 Varsity.
On March 12th, starting at 11 a.m., watch the best of Long Island high school basketball battle for the right to be called champions. Live on Channel 14. This doubleheader begins at 11 a.m. with the Class A Finals, followed by the Class AA Finals at 1:30 p.m. Watch the best of Long Island high school basketball live on the big screen on Optimum Channel, Channel 14.
We are live from LIU Post. This is the Nassau County semifinal game. Elmont has already punched their ticket to the Class A Championship, and now who will they play? Is it the 19-2 Sewanhaka Indians or the 20-1 North Shore Vikings? Hi again, everybody. Dan Savarino here with you. Thanks so much for joining us this Saturday evening for some girls Nassau County hoops. Josh Drebsky and Pat McCormick here as well. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. First for Sewanhaka, head coach Alex Supios, 11th year at the helm. He'll go with Hunt, Bolivar, Weinschreider, and Hurt as the 4 guards, and then Cattle is up in the front court. Meanwhile, for North Shore, coached by Keith Freund, 11th year as the Vikings head coach. Zafiro's at the point guard spot, more than 2,000 points in her career. Skrderi, Fortich, Sheeran, and Barwick. Sheeran also another all-state player, so really she's playing in the backcourt. You have 2 all-state backcourt players and 5 starters with 23 combined years of varsity experience. We bring it down to center court. Cattle will take the tip with Sheeran. And it will be Sewanhaka basketball. Going from left to right, wearing the black uniforms, tops and bottoms, almost looking like the old Lakers black uniforms, with the purple numbering and the gold trim. North Shore wears the all-whites, tops and bottoms, with the maroon. Dribbling hard down the left side is Bolivar. Into the paint, heaving up a shot. That was Ashley Cattle. Good fight for the loose ball, but it will end up being a foul, as they already had 4 go right after Zafiro. Expect to see that. First foul is going to end up going on Flo Hunt, the sophomore. Less than 20 seconds into this game. Zafiro can really do it all. Goes over to Sheeran, and Sheeran's another phenomenal player who doesn't get enough praise because of just how good Zafiro is. Gabby back to Sheeran, down to the left block, moving around, Barwick. And she'll finish at the left block, a 2-0 lead. Barwick did not score last game, but averages about 4 per contest. North Shore, a team that has really all 5 guys, or 5 girls who can shoot the basketball. On the far side, moving it back between the rings, Weinschreider. Dribbles with the right hand, and will move out to the wing. Inside, Bolivar will miss, and another foul. So Zafiro has already drawn 2 personal fouls against her. This one will end up going against Bolivar. The key, of course, to this game, besides trying to contain a player like Zafiro and all the other shooters they have. It's about defense. Sewanhaka has never been here before. Give and go, back to Flo Hunt. And she'll just work back out between the circles. Talking to Alex Dupios before the game, I mean, they were preparing themselves as much as they possibly can to get ready for this contest. And a lot of it, especially with young athletes and players who only have one semifinal appearance in the past that came in 2013 and have never reached a championship game. 2 seconds on the shot clock. We'll have a shot clock violation, North Shore basketball. He said it best. There's obviously going to be peaks and valleys, but the girls even know it too. The one thing you can always control, he said it a million times, is defense. Zafiro missing on her first shot attempt, and it goes into the hands of Bolivar. Weinstreiter trailing 2-0 into the front court. Destiny Hurt, team's leading scorer with the right hand. No good. Offensive rebound. Misses the second attempt. Sheeran with the board. Into the front court. Zafiro straight to the rack and gets her first 2. Gabby Zafiro. She scored 51 points against Summit Academy this year. She scored 34 in their last game. That win over Cold Spring Harbor, the number 7 seed, 74-46. She drained 7 3-point field goals made. And she now becomes the 33rd boy or girl Long Island, and credit Newsday with this, all time to reach 2,000 career points. Off the inbounds, here's Hurt. And she'll get Sewanhaka on the scoreboard. Something you hear from a lot of different players when they have to play in a spot like this is the depth perception at a new gym, a new arena. Not many teams are used to having stands right behind them. Here's a fast break, just missing. Bolivar drawing the foul underneath will be Ashley Cattle. She'll head to the stripe. Again, not many teams are used to seeing a stands behind the backboard and behind the hoop. Sewanhaka is, and that's what Coach Dupios was telling them before the game, and kind of calmed them down and said, look at this gym, it's the same as ours. Sewanhaka, one of the few gyms that still has this old kind of style of stands behind them, at least in the high school realm. If they go to the finals, it'll be the same thing at Hofstra. Cattle misses her first free throw attempt. The foul ended up going against Jessica Sederi, the senior. Her first and the team's second. Cattle goes 0 for 2. But a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Good hustle play by Destiny Hurt, who does a little bit of everything for them. Kicks outside, Weinstreiter. Hurt for 3. Nicks off the front of the rim. And rebounded by Zafiro. Weaves her way between 2 different players to Sheeran at the block and fouled. Flo Hunt will end up taking the personal. It'll be her second. Team's third. And Ashley Sheeran at the free throw line. Keith Freud has said he's had a lot of great athletes come out of North Shore and come through their program, but maybe none in her time, in his time, more athletic than Ashley Sheeran. The senior has over 1,000 points in her career. There's only 6 1,000-point scorers, and 2 of them are on the floor. For North Shore, a team that has won 3 Nassau County titles. 3 of them in the last 5 years. 5-2 is the lead for North Shore. Bolivar, hard move to the rack, offensive rebound, and a foul. So Cattle heading back to the free throw stripe, where she was 0 for 2 on her first trip. Foul go against Sheeran, her first. It's been a very physical game thus far between 2 teams that have not met each other in the past. Cattle, a second-year varsity player who has really embraced her role this year. Just a sophomore, and watch out, by the time she's a senior, she could end up being one of the best players in the county, let alone her conference and her team. 2 for 2 on her second trip. Trailing by 1 is Sewanhaka. Zafiro pulls up for a 3. Nothing but net. 8-4 advantage. Almost halfway through this first quarter. And a transition turnover. Was looking for Cherish Francis, who just checked into the contest. Zafiro again is a three-point shooter. She's connected on 82, now 83 this season. What makes her just so impressive is they've just continued to challenge her leadership. In practice, she didn't want to block some of her teammates. Well, they got her to be a little more physical and have that fight in her even during practice. Makes everyone else around you better. Hurt for three. Comes up on the back rim, another offensive rebound, and they've had plenty so far here in the first quarter. The other fresh 30 on the clock, Bolivar, and one. The sophomore will head to the free throw line after picking up her first two. Carly Bolivar, all-conference in 2016, a second-year varsity starter. Another player that you see a lot of special things in her. She'll miss the N1 opportunity. Offensive rebound, but a turnover. And Sheeran gets knocked down right at midcourt by Weinschreider. So that'll be Kate's first, team's fourth. 2-point lead for North Shore. Zafiro moves left into the paint, pulls up from 14. The stop and pop is good. 10-6 advantage. She's got 7 of the 10 thus far. Bolivar moving towards her left in the top of the key. Weinschreider surveys the court, feels the pressure. Dribbling straight to the basket, blocked from behind. A good one by Fortich. The junior, who is a good defensive player in the lane. Sheeran puts on the Jets, straight to the cup. And falls. 12-6. Sheeran averages 10 points per game and has averaged 10 per game this year. Really almost an unsung hero, and if she played almost any other team and Zafiro was not on, she would get all the praise. Well, she still has a ton of praise. Zafiro tries to find her teammate inside. It'll be a turnover. I'll check, actually it'll stay with North Shore. Last touch off of Sewanhaka. 2 subs. Number 10, Jennifer Walton, the freshman, who had 7 points last game. And number 22, Gabriella Scott, another freshman, coming off a 9-point outing, will enter onto the floor for the first time. Zafiro looking for Sheeran, but it'll be a turnover. Weinschreider with the steal. Hurt into the front court, and will hit her trailer in Weinschreider. All 5 players on this court for them can handle the basketball. Driving the baseline, kissing it off the glass, Cherish Francis, the first 2. Actually a 4-point game. Zafiro already as a sophomore broke the school record in points. That was Alex Cantwell's record. Here's a 3, back iron. Gets her own rebound, now to short corner. Misses again, but a foul. It's Fortrich. We'll head to the free throw line for the first time. Selena, a third-year varsity starter, fourth-year player. And probably their best defensive player. Last year, she guarded 2 of the best for Floral Park, in Hilaire and Hickman. She did a really good job on both of them. Again, Floral Park eventually moving on to the championship, and then, or the LIC, I should say, after they won that championship. 14-8 is the score at this point with under 2 minutes to play in the first. Here's Hurt. No good. Gets the ball back. And a foul. Looks like the foul's going to go against Fortich.
I'll check that actually will be against Zafiro, her second. So Zafiro has 2. Both teams are in the bonus for the final 146. Destiny Hurt. Will sink the first free throw attempt. She's been in double figures 18 of the 21 this season, including a high of 38 against Garden City. She dropped 23 and 7. And their win over Mepham by 10. That was their quarterfinal on Wednesday. Rattles in both free throws. Back to a 4-point contest. Supio's going to call a timeout for Sewanhaka. It'll be a 30-second timeout. With a minute 46 to play here in the first quarter. Well, you look at the North Shore Vikings and what a program they have really become. Prior to 2012, they never have been to a semifinal. Now they're in the semis for the 6th consecutive season. And as we've mentioned before, they've been in the championship and won the last few years. 3 titles the last 5, losing last year to Floral Park. 2015 is when they did win. They defeated Wantagh and then Harborfields in the LIC to a 19-3 record, losing in a state semifinal. 2014, they were Nassau County champs. They defeated Cold Spring Harbor, fell in the LIC, and then 2013 they lost in the A semi. 2012 they were champions. So this team has the pedigree and the experience. They've rattled off 20 consecutive wins. Lone loss, St. Anthony's. And that was in the opener. A game where they were missing 2 starters. Good hook shot. Isabel Glennon, her first 2. 6-point lead late in the first. Flo Hunt, the sophomore, moving towards her left. Weinschreider will survey the court one more time, takes a screen, drives the paint, and is fouled. And I'll tell you what, in the first semifinal we had against Seaford and Elmont, which Elmont came away victorious, I think we only had 1 quarter where one team went into the bonus. Not many whistles back in that first one. Weinschreider will miss her first free throw attempt. A couple of subs coming back out. Entering in will be Paige Barwick, the starting center, along with Jessica Sederi, who did start this game. A big 3-point threat who has drained 48 on the season. Back to a 5-point contest, 16-11, just about a minute to play here in the opening quarter. Nearly a steal for Destiny Hurt. And she'll pick up a foul. Sharon's gonna shoot a pair of free throws. That'll be Hurt's first. The one thing with Ashley Sheeran, and as we were mentioning before, again, you don't want to say overshadowed by a 2,000-point score in Zafiro. Alex Supios is telling me that when they were watching, you've seen North Shore a couple of times this year, and he's told Keith Freund this. Late in the game, he would put the ball in her hands because she can really take over a contest. Such a phenomenal athlete. Hits the second free throw. Under a minute to play. Driving straight to the rack. Getting it to go. Flo Hunt. Back to a 4-point game. 17-13. North Shore with the lead. Zafiro drives the paint down the left side of the lane. And a smooth finish to boot. Three-pointer. It'll be an air ball. Shot clock will turn off. 29 4/10 of a second to go. Selena Fordich returning to the hardwood. She'll sub in for Sheeran. So Zafiro will use for the final possession of this half. Fires a bullet to the far side. Scuderi inside. Fordich, right hand, doesn't get it to go. Rebounded by Destiny Hurt. And she still has 10 seconds now. Weinschreider with 8 seconds. stops just inside of the backcourt. Here's a chance with 2 seconds to go. Good look at the basket, no good. Cherish Francis with a good attempt, but that is how the first 8 will come to a close. North Shore has led the entire way. However, Sewanhaka is right in this contest. It's a 6-point lead, 19-13 after 1 quarter. We'll be back with more on News 12 Varsity.
On March 11th, starting at 5 p.m., watch the best of New Jersey high school basketball battle for the right to be called champions, live on Channel 14.
At the buzzer, good!
This doubleheader begins at 5 p.m. with the non-public B finals, followed by the non-public A finals at 7 p.m. Watch the best of New Jersey high school basketball live on the big screen on Optimum Channel, Channel 14.
Gabby Zafiro for North Shore has 9. Destiny Hurt leading for the Indians of Sewanhaka. She has 3. 19-13 is the score. North Shore going from right to left has the basketball to start the second and the lead. They wear their white uniforms, tops and bottoms. In the road blacks, it's Sewanhaka. Dan Savarino, thanks so much for joining us. Zafiro, Sheeran, Barwick, Fordich, and Scuderi, the starting 5 for the Vikings. On the other side of the basketball, Francis and Flo Hunt, Weinschreider, Ashley Cattle, and Destiny Hurt round out the 5 here in quarter number 2. Ball ricochets back, and it was not touched by Sewanhaka. So it inbounds underneath the basket in a 2-possession game. Weinschreider, a good inbound pass. Francis will dribble towards her left, has the screen from Destiny Hurt. Kicks out far wing, they move back and forth as Hunt will give back to Francis, drives to the rack, and is fouled underneath the hoop. Fordich has not been happy with many of the calls so far here in the first, and she will pick up her second. Cherish Francis, a pass-first kind of point guard. 30-year varsity player, basically the 6th starter. She can play any spot on the floor. Hit the open threes, clutch player when she's focused. And actually very good friends with a lot of the Elmont players who sit right below our camera here watching to see which team they will be playing next week at Hofstra. An 11 a.m. game at the MAC for the Nassau Class A Championship. And again, we'll have all the action. Barwick gets it from the left block. The pass from Zapiro. Flo Hunt, coast to coast. And was blocked. That's just Sheeran's defense. The strength of her game. She was a stat girl for North Shore from 4th to 6th grade before athletes are allowed to join to play middle school in 7th grade. Well, guess what? She joined in 7th grade and was in varsity right after. Never actually played middle school basketball, which is just crazy to think. A 6-year varsity player. Sheeran misses. Barwick gets the board. Fordich goes up at the right. Second effort. Bounces around the cylinder a couple of times. And last touched off of Cattle on the baseline. North Shore averaging 71 points per game. Their average margin of victory, almost 33. Barwick, they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Sewanhaka. So the Indians will get the ball back. For them, they've been scoring about 58 points per game and holding opponents to 42. And to lose the big pieces they did a year ago, like a Casey Hayes, who is now playing at SUNY Oneonta, over 1,000 points, a 5-year varsity player, 4-year starter, 3-time All-County. Amanda Camiso was at NCC. Brianna Lee, who ended up going on to St. Mary's, she transferred out. They lost some pieces. It's kind of a new group, but this is maybe the best team that not many people have been speaking about. Again, only 2 losses to Elmont. And talking to the Elmont staff, they've even said it. We had some really good battles with them. It was close until late. Sheeran yo-yo in the ball. Now Barwick looks into the near corner, skip pass straight away. Nobody takes Sheeran, who is right underneath the hoop. Her quick two, 23-15. A little more than 2 minutes into the second. She's got 6. Bolivar wanted the call, doesn't get it. Zafiro stops and pops from the foul line and sinks it. 10-point lead, largest today. Timeout, Sewanhaka. Zafiro continues to be as smooth as she is. A silky smooth shot. She has 11 points in the contest. It's a 10-point lead with 5:35 remaining here in quarter number 2. Well, in the first game that we saw today, really was back and forth, and what a great battle Seaford and Elmont gave us. It was Elmont that came away with the victory. Zanea Thibault had a really strong outing, 22 points. Ken Wabadu, who didn't score in the first half, got some points in the second. They were able to shoot, and that was something that really came about more in the second half and propelled them to a lead. They will play either North Shore or Sewanhaka. We know that. And both of these teams would feel comfortable no matter what, no matter who they play. Last year, losing in the finals for North Shore, it's kind of unfinished business for most of them. When you lose in the semifinals, you know, having 3 different starters and the leaders. The only team on Long Island last year to actually defeat Floral Park. The girls not really talking too much about it now. They're more of a one game at a time kind of group. They understand it's a new team, a new year. And again, they have been really, really rolling this season. 20 straight wins, just the 1 loss to a very good Friar team, and they were in that game missing 2 starters. 10-point lead. Francis penetrates. Acrobatic move, but too strong. Fighting for the loose ball. Fordich gets a bounce pass to Zafiro, who headmans up the wing. Sheeran with the left hand. Defense to offense and a 12-point lead. Hurt and Sewanhaka looking to respond to the basket, and 1. Well, that stopped at 8-0 run. It's back to a 10-point game. Destiny Hurd, again, is really their go-to player. Not the most vocal leader, but they know when they need someone. She's really stepped up the last couple of weeks, that is for sure. And a steal on the baseline. Bolivar with speed. On Schreider. The mid-block will move outside of the perimeter. Skip pass, step it into a 3. Hunt, back iron. Another offensive rebound. They have had plenty today. Destiny Hurt. Tries to use the glass, gets the rebound, but it will be an over-the-back foul. First team foul here of the second, her second personal of the contest. 10-point game, 4.5 to play in the first half. And we'll have a timeout. You look at Sewanhaka, a group that has never really reached too far. Alex Supio's at the helm, 11th year head coach. Came to Nassau County, he's a 6th grade teacher, Franklin Square, which is right across the street. For Carey, was a volunteer under Kristen Hoffman, in 06 before taking the job at Sewanhaka. Learned a lot from Rich Castellano. Was an assistant to him, who he played under as well, who thinks is maybe the best coaches in Long Island, New York State history. This is a nice little homecoming for him as well. It's a meaningful thing. His dad, Michael, has been a poli-sci professor here, one of the most popular at LIU Post for almost 4 decades. There's actually a building, a lecture hall named after him on this campus. He was a player back in Northport in his days in the 90s. Offensive rebound. Grab by Glennon. The fresh 30. Sheeran tries the little hoop shot, doesn't work. Destiny Hurt dazzling into the front court. Exactly halfway through this second. Bolivar stopped on the far side, and Sheeran is right on top of her. Forcing a pass inside of the paint, turns into a steal. Zafiro gets pushed from behind. Bolivar was going for the steal, got too much of the body, and that will actually be her third already. She'll take a seat. Cattle will replace her. That tall, lean sophomore guard who can play a forward spot. Three-pointer, nicks off the front of the rim. Francis yo-yos the ball down the right side of the lane and will finish. 27-19. Francis picking up a steal. Here she goes again, and a blocking foul inside of the paint. A chance to shoot two and cut this to a 6-point game. Sheeran will pick up her second personal foul, third one of the team. Jarish Francis, last two games has been such a spark plug off the bench, and you can see why with just two possessions like that. A burst of speed down the lane for a finish, and then picking up a steal and drawing a trip to the line to shoot a pair. She'll miss the first free throw attempt. Can still bring it back to a 7-point game. Barwick will replace Glennon, the junior. She started the game at the center role. 1 for 2 in the line for Cherish Francis. Another empty-handed possession for North Shore, and a chance to chip away at this deficit. Flo Hunt into the front court. The crossover move. One-on-one against Sheeran. Weinschreider at the wing. Takes the screen. Drives the paint. Got too far underneath the basket before she got the shot off. Another steal for Sewanhaka. Francis was hoping for that N1. And the student section just near us, decked out in their purple and the purple hair, were about to explode. Francis has 5 points in this quarter, 7 in the game. But she'll miss the front end of the free throw in her second trip to the stripe. Well, check actually her third trip. Jennifer Walton just came in for North Shore. 0 for 2 at the line. North Shore basketball. Top of Sheeran, 3 personal fouls. An all-state player and one of the best defenders in the entire county. Zafiro stepped on the sideline. Cherish Francis. What a quarter she has had. 5 points in the quarter, but she's been making defensive plays after defensive plays. Still a 3-possession game. 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the second. Picks up her dribble, Weinschreider will put it on the floor. Destiny Hurt kicks out, Weinschreider for 3. Too long. Scuderi underneath her own hoop. Looks for an outlet pass, and Zafiro, she gets double teamed in front of the bench. Timeout was called by North Shore before a potential jump ball or a turnover. 2:14 to go here in the second. A 7-point lead for North Shore, and the way they got it up to this much of a margin, they were up as much as 12, was a big 8-0 run that came earlier in the second. Last game for them, again, it just meant so much. When it's an historic night in your own gym, you get yourself back to the semifinals, you close out your 2016-17 season in your building the right way with a win, and also an historic day, the 2,000 points that was scored on that 3-point attempt that came very early in the game. And Cold Spring Harbor, they're a team, that can score 88 points. Coach Ryan was saying this to me, a team that can score 88 points just a couple of days before to hold them to 44. Feels their defense isn't spoken about enough. Fordich cutting down the lane. No good. Second chance will miss as well from the block. That was Barwick with the second miss. Hunt yo-yos the ball right at center court. $1:45 to play. We've been stuck on 27-20. And we'll stay stuck on 27-20. Two good chances by Sewanhaka. Zafiro, a 3-on-1. Scuderi for three. Yes! Jessica Scuderi, 7th in all of Nassau on 3-point field goals. And the response the other way. Flo Hunt and one. Anytime it just feels North Shore can pull away a little bit, the Indians from Sewanhaka respond right back. She'll miss the N1 opportunity. So it's still an 8-point contest. 30-22. 1:19 to go here in the second. Fordage, Scuderi, far side. Barwick puts it on the floor. Feels the double team. Scuderi feeling hot from deep. No good. And another transition opportunity turns into 0. Turnovers have really hurt so far for Sewanhaka. Scuderi wide open again on that far side. At the foul line, Zafiro. Nobody took her. She's got 13. 10-point lead, under a minute to play. 40 seconds now on the clock. Francis, Weinstreider penetrates to the mid-block with the right hand. And Destiny Hurt will get herself to the line. Well, they've been getting chances. They just haven't really been able to hit some free throws either. Sewanhaka has left at least 6 or 7 points out there, just at the stripe alone, and they trail by 10. Hurt came over and originally was a player for Long Beach back in 2014. Fit right in. The jewel of the team, Alex Supios called her. More because of everything that's happened the last couple of games. I mean, the last 4, she had 29, 34, 15 in a blowout. So she had to sit down. And then another 38. Good ball movement. Fordich. It was a handle. Picked up with 7 seconds to go. Francis for 3. Couldn't open up the bank. And that's the end of the second. So North Shore moving the basketball pretty well. Opened up a lead as much as 12. It's down to just 10. Some spoiled chances for Sewanhaka, but they are still in this contest. 32-22 at halftime. Stay tuned, we'll be back for more. Who will play Elmont in the championship game next week? We'll know in just a couple of quarters. More on News 12 Varsity.
On March 12th, starting at 11 a.m., watch the best of Long Island high school basketball battle for the right to be called champions. Live on Channel 14. This doubleheader begins at 11 a.m. with the Class A Finals, followed by the Class AA Finals at 1:30 p.m. Watch the best of Long Island high school basketball live on the big screen on Optimum Channel, Channel 14.
Starting up the third quarter, 32-22. North Shore is leading Sewanhaka. Dan Savarino, thanks so much for joining us. Josh Drebsky, our producer. Pat McCormick on site. Help as always. Check out his recap after the game. So it'll be Sewanhaka basketball. I'll reset the lineup for you. For North Shore, Scuderi, Sheeran, Zafiro, Fordich, and Barwick, the same starting five. Meanwhile, for Sewanhaka, wear the black uniforms, tops and bottoms. Weinstrider looking to feed a pass inside there for Ashley Cattle, along with Bolivar, who's playing right now with 3 personal fouls. Destiny Hurt and Cherish Francis, Flo Hunt, rounds out that starting 5 here for the third quarter. Nearly a turnover, and Barwick tough underneath. Gabby Zafiro, 15 points. All-State last year, third team. Still has no offers from numerous schools, but tons and tons of interest. Most likely after the spring, NAIU, she will be seeing some of those offers come piling in her way. Division I, Division II. On the other side, it's Destiny Hurt. She now has 8 points. Back to a 10-point contest. Scuderi, Fordich inside. Easy pickings. Her first 2 points today. They were able to break that press. Hurt with the right hand. Couldn't get the friendly roll. Fordich with the carom. Zafiro puts on another speed going into the front court. Scuderi, give me it. Timeout, Sewanhaka. 15-point lead. Second triple of the game for Jessica Scuderi, the senior. She has 6 points coming off a 12-point outing where she drained 4 3-pointers in their win over Cold Spring Harbor. Again, that first round, they avenged the loss to Floral Park. Different team, Floral Park, this year, of course, than last year. But to get past the team that knocked you out in the semifinals a year ago, that is still huge, knocking off the defending champions. Other losses last year coming to Piqua, who's the AA runner-up, and Comac, who's the Suffolk County champs. Suffolk County champs again this year. And Massapequa is playing in the finals this upcoming week. And as of right now, the 20 straight wins, and a team that has 5 starters return with 23 years of combined varsity experience. 2 of the 6 1,000-point scorers in their career are on this floor, including a 2,000-point scorer in Zafiro. It really is remarkable. For a group that also lost a 3-year starter, and Kelly Johansson, who's now playing lacrosse at USC. Juliana Telby, who was a 2-year starter. To return the backcourt they have, just shows you how good this group is. They always want to be, a great team. You got to do all the little things right. That was the key going in, doing the little things. 2 coaches that have known each other for some time. So we begin play. Largest lead of the game. Hunt misses and actually will get the ball back after some good defense underneath the basket. Sewanhaka missed some good chances early on. I mean, they've had really plenty of them. Offensive rebounds were key. 3-pointer on the way, back iron. Ashley Cattle, another offensive rebound. That should have been a travel as Hurt was driving inside of the paint and was blocked by Zafiro. An outlet pass on the near side of the floor, and they're going to charge a foul against Flo Hunt. The Sewanhaka bench cannot believe it. So Hunt picks up her third. Cherish Francis will return to the floor, who had a really strong second quarter with 5 of the 7 points she drained today. To the left block, left hand, Sheeran, no good. Weinschreider, she had 4 points back in that first half. Hands off to Francis, has some space, goes straight to the rack, no good. Another loose ball picked up by her. And a foul against North Shore. Both teams are in the bonus for really the majority of this game. Lots of fouls today, a very physical contest. Destiny Hurt, 8 points so far in the contest, and again, free throws and missed free throws. Taking away the chance to cut into this deficit. North Shore has led wire to wire to this point. Alex Supios thinks this is probably the best team he's had in the 11 years he's been a head coach. Because any one of his starting 5, 6 players who play, 7 if you want to count them, can be a leading scorer at the end of the night. Hurt's the only senior in that starting lineup, so still a team that for many years, next couple of years especially, you can see them playing in this Final Four game. Last year, they actually lost in the first round to North Shore. Because of the seeding and the groups and everything, they ended up dropping down to a 14 seed. Lost by 13 at North Shore. The year prior to that, they were 10-8. Bark will pick up her third foul for the Vikings. They lead by 14. Sewanhaka trying to cut away. 5 minutes to play in the third. Puts on the brakes, misses from the left block. That was Francis. Sheeran will lose the basketball. Good double team into the corner. Jennifer Walton, the freshman, will come in. Basketball, her primary sport, playing for Rising Stars, AAU. Real gym rat. Come out on the floor and has had a nice freshman campaign. 7 points last game. Francis, no good. Sheeran with the carom, but Zafiro lost it. Bolivar. Well, she's been kind of quiet because of the fouls she's been playing with. That's 3. She's coming off a 23-point game. It's 39-27. Another steal. Francis has really been a spark plug as she's had the last couple of games. Into the short corner, weaves to the mid block with the right and gets it to go. Back to a 10-point game. Trying to pick up the steal and will have a foul. Her first. Shared in front of the scorer's table on the inbounds pass. Scuderi, she's knocked down 2 3-pointers today. So it'll be a steal. Good behind the back dribble from Francis. What a dime. Over to the right block. That was Cattle with the 2. But a quick response from Sheeran. A 10-point lead once again and a timeout by North Shore. Sheeran's in double figures. 1,000-point score. Now a 10-point lead with under 4 minutes to play here in the third period. Coach Freud played actually and coached underneath Bob Vacris, who is now the head coach over at Seaford. We just saw him about an hour ago. Started teaching at West Hempstead, was a JV coach, and then the 8th grade girls job opened up in North Shore. 3 years later on JV, and then 2 years after Varsity, taking over for Vacris. for now in his 11th year. A two-time Nassau County Coach of the Year honors, a Division high school graduate who started coaching at the age of 13, coaching a group of first graders. Never a player, as he said, but always just knew he had a knack for coaching. Some people just know it. Out of the North Shore timeout. Francis will let the ball roll out to her own foul line. And then yo-yoed ahead into the front. Bolivar with the left hand. Fouled. He'll be on the floor. That will be Sheeran's fourth. So the best defender in this game will get an explanation from the official and head off to the bench. Keep an eye on that. Francis thought about the three, gets the screen. Good open look, just came up short. Walton on the rebound to Zaviro. Gabby with 15 points. Flows it to the left wing. Fordich with the travel. She thought she got fouled as she was trying to weave through a sandwich of Sewanhaka players. This has really been the issue with Sewanhaka today. They've gotten it back. They've kept it right around a 10-point deficit, at one point a 7. But it's been empty-handed possessions, and plenty of them. Scuderi, the lead pass. She's fouled. So their primary three-point shooter will try and knock down a pair and bring it back to a 12-point lead. Scuderi all-class last year. The senior is expected to go to Lehigh as a student. Unlimited range, and they keep pushing her back more and more in practice this year. Anytime that she would start to drain some shots, they would step her back another step and another step and another step. An absolute sniper. She's got 8. And it's a 12-point lead with 3 minutes to go in the third. Hurt stops at the foul line, top of the key. Weinschreider now far side. Bolivar kicks out. Francis nicks off the side of the rim. Offensive rebound. No good from Cattle. Third chance, another miss. Sewanhaka basketball. Last off of Severo. I don't have the official rebounding number for you. But I can tell you right now, offensive rebounds, a lot for Sewanhaka. Weinschreider from 14. All nylon, 10-point game, 2:30 to go in the third. Fordich, pestered by Francis. A hand in her face, gets to the Scuderi, has time to shoot. No good. And a good board. Bolivar, lead pass, Francis with the right hand. 11 points for Cherish. The junior has done a phenomenal job. Hurt guarding Zafiro. Nearly a turnover. Fordich with 10 on the timer. Scuderi to the near wing, straight away. Fordich for 3, banks it in! (46-35). A three-point response, no good. And with 90 seconds to play in this quarter, they'll take their time. Scuderi, what a bounce pass on the baseline before it stepped out of bounds. Oh, check that, actually it was a foul on the floor. So it'll be the 4th against Bolivar. the sophomore guard. She'll head off and be replaced by Flo Hunt, who was playing with 3 personal fouls. To the short corner, Fortich turns it over to Weinschreiner, but she loses the ball. Good opportunity from Barwick, just rushed the attempt. Gets another chance. Zafiro underneath the basket, a turnover. It's an 11-point lead with 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining here in the third, 46-35. Sewanhaka has never led. Cattle to Weinschreider. On the foul line, 14-footer, Cattle misses in traffic. And Hunt will pick up her 4th. 10 on 10. Walton drawing it. And that will also put North Shore in the bonus with 46 seconds to go. So 3 players so far playing with 4 personal fouls. 2 for Sewanhaka, Francis and Bolivar. No, excuse me, Hunt and Bolivar, 2 starters. And then Ashley Sheeran, the senior, has 4 personals. Jennifer Walton shooting a pair of free throws, back iron on the first attempt. Walton trying to develop some lift in that lefty shot of hers. Rattles in the second. 12-point lead. Francis stops and pops from 17. Will miss. Walton nearly picked off by Weinschreider. Zafiro tries a baseball pass, couldn't get it. They get the ball back. Barwick with plenty of time. 49-35. 20 seconds to play in the third. Shot clock is turned off. Weinschreider with a take. Tried to draw the contact, didn't get the foul call. Scuderi with 7 seconds. Inside, Barwick, back-to-back buckets. And that's the end of the third. North Shore will walk off to their bench to a standing ovation from their faithful. They're 8 minutes away from returning to a championship game. 51-35. Stay tuned. Sewanhaka still has plenty of fight left in them. More coming on News 12 Varsity.
On March 11th, starting at 5 p.m., watch the best of New Jersey high school basketball battle for the right to be called champions, live on Channel 14.
At the buzzer, good!
This doubleheader begins at 5 p.m. with the non-public B finals, followed by the non-public A finals at 7 p.m. Watch the best of New Jersey high school basketball live on the big screen on Optimum Channel, Channel 14.
You see the 5 North Shore players out there in center court and getting a nice round of applause from their fans who have made their way up to LIU Post. It's 51-35. Fresh 8 minutes on the clock as we begin the fourth quarter. The Nassau County A semifinal. Elmont is going to be playing in the championship after their double-figure win over Seaford in a game where the Vikings from Seaford were very good. Right now, the Vikings of North Shore have also been very good. Scuderi, make it 3. Drops in her third triple of the game. She has 11. Weinschreider with a quick 2 to respond. Six points for Weinschreider. Francis couldn't get the N1 opportunity. Third personal against Zafiro. We're gonna set the lineup for you. For North Shore, Barwick, Zafiro, Fortich, Jen Walton, and Jessica Derry. Meanwhile, for Sewanhaka, Flo Hunt is playing with 4 personal fouls. Weinstrider, Cattle, Hurt, and then Francis, who just hit another free throw. 54-39, 30 seconds into this fourth. Again, free throws have really, really hurt Sewanhaka in this game. They've had some chances. An air ball from Barwick, who actually had 4 points to end the third quarter. Grabbing the ball underneath was Hurt. Took a slip underneath the hoop. Zafiro weaves through the D. Will have the rock stolen away by Hurt. Flo Hurt really matured, going from being a freshman to a sophomore. Did start as a freshman, came up as an 8th grader. A lead by example kind of player. Feed inside, too strong from Cattle. Second chance, it's Destiny Hurt. 54-41. The North Shore's led this entire game. Bounce pass, Scuderi. And Fordich got fouled. Sheeran, playing with 4 personal fouls, will come in for Barwick. And Sheeran is the top defender, also knows how to score. 10 points so far in the game. Hunt to Hurt on the wing to wing. Crossover move, top of the key. Weinstrider with room, penetrates inside for a finish. She has 8. Sheeran, fresh off the bench. Spent too much time there. Fordich, count it, and the foul. Selena Fordich, 7 points already today, extending this lead for North Shore. Offensive rebound, Zafiro will miss. Sheeran with another fresh 30. Good ball movement. That's what they do so well. 4 on the outside. Every single one can shoot. Sheeran fires a bullet down low. It's Scuderi. They're using her spot up 3. A nice cut towards the basket. Quick response from Flo Hunt. Hurt will pick up a foul. Scuderi now has 13 points, by the way. That foul's going to go against Destiny Hurt, her 3rd personal. Flo Hunt for Sewanhaka, 6 points. A 13-point lead for North Shore. Sheeran sends it into the stands. Something that Sewanhaka did to get prepared for this game, because they did not know how loud it was going to be. North Shore has the experience of playing in these championship kind of events, late playoff games. They actually were blasting the music during practice and giving hand signals, just in case they wouldn't be able to hear each other on the floor. Long 2-pointer, nicks off the front of the rim. Zafiro gets another chance from 10 feet out, and she's not going to miss it on her second attempt. 60-45. Zafiro has 17. North Shore has a 15-point lead. Under 5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter, and they've done it in so many different ways. The 3-ball, down low, causing turnovers. And some misses on the other side have propelled them to this kind of advantage late in the fourth. When you look at this team overall, it's just a group that has really turned into an established program the last couple of years. Their defense is very athletic. They never play a zone. They're always playing man-to-man. It's a group of plenty of athletes, and some of them who will end up moving on to maybe playing college basketball in a couple of years, give or take. But just when you look at the year as a whole, even the Division I players, they're athletes in other sports. Had some turnovers today. Definitely something to be looked at if they are to advance. But winners of 20 consecutive games, they have been the hottest team in Nassau County. Hunt will pick up the ball just shy of midcourt. Dribbles with the right hand, now on the left. Takes the screen up high. Francis to the mid-block. Trying to use the glass, gets the offensive rebounds. And the second one will drop in. It's a 13-point deficit. Sheeran, coast to coast. Comes into the corner. Scuderi floats to Zafiro. Everyone getting a touch. And a miss by Barwick. Francis nearly picked off from behind. Acrobatic move to the cup. 60-49. And a travel as the entire Sewanhaka bench held their breath. Some tight officiating this evening. And that's fine, it's been consistent. It's an 11-point game. Unforced turnover. Bolivar is going to come in to replace Weinschreider. Bolivar playing with 4 personal fouls and only 2 points. They came back in the second for a player who dropped in 23 last game and is averaging the second most on the team with 13. Double figures 15 times this year, and they've done a really good job of containing her. Sheeran, plenty of room into the lane. 62-49. Sheeran has 12. Another player who's playing with 4 personals. Hurt, pulls up for a 3, back iron. Rebounded by Scuderi and Zafiro. Well, headman Sheeran. Nearly cut off by Francis. Scuderi wing to wing. Barwick on the mid block. Good post move. Cuts to the basket. And draws a shooting foul. It'll be the second against Cattle. The third for the team with 3:16 to play here in the fourth. 62-49. Barwick will miss her first free throw. She has 8 points in this game. Different player this year than she has been in the past. Her work ethic has been really phenomenal. Also a varsity lacrosse player. 1 for 2. "30-second timeout will be called by North Shore. 63-49. Again, it is championship season. We have a busy week still upcoming for everyone, whether it's Long Island or even in New Jersey. Got state championship hockey coming up, and got the finals in wrestling just right around the corner for New Jersey. And on top of it, we have these finals, which will be next Saturday, played at the MAC. Hofstra University. A little further south here from Northern Boulevard. It's a bigger gym. Not expected to, of course, reach the full capacity. I mean, that really never happens when Hofstra basketball plays, so what's the difference? I'm the only one who can say that when I am an alum of that arena. But it will be fun to get back to the MAC and broadcast another game. And no matter what, we know it's going to be a good final. It will be Elmont, and it will be the winner of this game. If the score holds up for the next 3:16, Elmont will see North Shore. Out of the North Shore timeout. Bolivar, Francis, Hurt, Cattle, and Hunt. Hurt along the wing. Bolivar. Cattle wants the ball to post up. She feels she has the mismatch down low with Scuderi. Three-pointer on the way from Francis. A line drive, three-point attempt misses. Inside of the paint. Jump ball. Possession arrow to North Shore. Sheeran, Fortich, Barwick, Zafiro, and Scuderi, the 5. Also happens to be the same starting lineup. A turnover. Hurt in traffic. Offensive foul. That'll be her 4th and the team's 4th. 2:51 to play, a 63-49 lead. Dan Savarino here with you. Thanks so much for joining us on News 12 Varsity. Our second of 2 from LIU Post. Sheeran gets hounded. Passes out to the middle of the court, and another steal. From the left elbow. Penetrating inside. Bolivar too strong. North Shore basketball. Well, they've gotten plenty of opportunities. Just have not been able to finish. Otherwise, we could be talking about a different game right now. Sewanhaka could be leading. Who knows? Still in this contest, but the lead is extended as Fortich picks up her 9th point. Coast to coast. Bolivar is going to head to the stripe. Foul go against Barwick. She's playing down with 4 personals. Second team foul with 2:11 to play here in the 4th quarter. Sewanhaka team that started to rebuild back in 06. When Supios came over as the head coach. That first playoff berth and that first playoff win just meant so monumental for this program, and winning breeds obviously good cultures. It's kind of what's happened. Future's still very bright for Sewanhaka girls basketball. Just about 2 minutes to play. Another steal. Francis to Hurt. Finger roll layup is good. 65-53. A 12-point deficit. A timeout is called. With exactly 1:59 on the clock here in the 4th period. So Francis now in Destiny Hurt now in double figures with 10 points. And at this point, I think you just have to be, telling the girls, still in this game. I mean, it's a double-figure deficit at this point, but the way they've been able to pick up steal after steal, some of those shots, fall. They're putting North Shore on their heels. I think that's against them right now is the foul situation also. Numerous players have 4 personals and 14 fouls late here in the 4th. Again, it's 11 a.m. next week. But before that, join Kevin Devaney Jr. on Fast Break, where he will bring you around the tri-state area and see some of the best in girls basketball. And boy, oh boy, have there been some really good things going on throughout girls hoops in the tri-state area. Comac this morning getting back to a Suffolk County championship game. 3rd consecutive year. They won the last 2. That team always fun to watch out there in Suffolk County. So out of the timeout, a 12-point lead for North Shore. Zafiro. So the discussion is about the inbounds pass. I'm sure if the ref is checking the ruling, but again, you are allowed to switch in that instance. That's kind of maybe one of those trick plays that are drawn up, and that's, I guess, what you want to call a trick play. So as they will discuss this ruling, both coaches will get an explanation on the call. It should still be North Shore basketball. So, call's correct. Whistle blows. We're underway once again. Zafiro towing the line by the baseline. They get past the full court trap. Barwick. And the foul. It looks like Francis is in some serious pain. Trainer out there on the court. Full Hunt picks up her fifth. Hunt, a sophomore, will foul out of this contest. Weinschreider will come in to replace her. And we'll see if Francis can stay on. 12-point game still, late in the fourth quarter. Barwick has 9 points today. It's the one thing really you can say, it's the wealth has been spread out for North Shore. 17 points for Zafiro, which is still 12 points under her season average. He's been averaging almost 30 per contest. It hasn't just been her. It's been everyone else. Scuderia's 13 points. Sherwin has 12 points. Fordich has 9. And Barwick goes 1 for 2, so add her to the double figures. So every starter in this game is in double figures for North Shore. A complete team effort today. And a 13-point lead. 95 seconds to play. Hurt gets the friendly roll. She's got 12. And a travel against Barwick. Francis will return to the floor for Sewanhaka. Again, the Indians have never made a county final. The highest seeding going into a playoff since they were the 4 seed in 2011-2012. And they lost to Floral Park in the quarterfinals that year. Meanwhile, on the other side for North Shore, you can almost book their trip to the semifinals almost every season. 2012, they won the Nassau County Championship. In 13, they lost in the semis. 14 champions, 15 champions in LICs. Last year falling to the 2016 Nassau County Single A champs. An 11-point game. Fordich missing the front end. She'll go 1 for 2. It's back to a 10-point contest with 1:14 remaining. And another timeout will be called. This one will go to North Shore. Full timeout. We'll step out momentarily on News 12 Varsity. 10-point game. Late in the fourth. 67-57, 1:14 to go. Bolivar. Up ahead, a little more than a minute remaining. And he'll bring it back to single digits. Something they haven't been at in a little while. And a foul at midcourt. Ashley Sheeran is going to shoot a pair of free throws to grab those 2 points back. I always tell her, take it to the rim. We've seen her do it a little bit more as of late. Just a phenomenal athlete. Interested to possibly go on as a student. Her sister was a 4-year player. Dad played college ball. She's in varsity swim team since she was in 7th grade. And another few years as a lacrosse player. Bolivar, Cattle, Weinschreider. Downstairs, and 1. Bolivar. So how about this? It's a 2-possession game with 49.3 on the clock. Bolivar only has 4 points today. Oh, check that, excuse me. Making now 8 points. Done a good job of containing her. Foul trouble also kept her off the court. Sinks the N1 opportunity. It's a 5-point game. Timeout, Sewanhaka. And they're feeling it right now. They know, even though it's under a minute to go, foul situation not in their favor. They feel confident. And you can even tell in that group. Great camaraderie with his team. Supios was telling me that, you know, a lot of times coaches will always say, oh, I really think you guys can win this. And the players can sometimes read through that when they know. Said, no, this time they actually believe, and I really believe they can win this game. Playing from a big hole right now. It's only a 5-point game, though. And they have not been able to take a lead in the contest. They were down 19 when this quarter started. It's back to a 5-point game. Sheeran will inbound the basketball just to the left of her bench. Sewanhaka's gotten plenty of steals today. Scuderi goes to dribble. It's stolen away. Here's Kettle. Hurt for 3. Front iron. Kettle again. Will miss. And a foul. Tempers flaring inside of the lane. Well, I've said it all game long. They've had some misses. They've had plenty of opportunities. You saw right there a few more good chances. But still, 34.1, it's a 2-possession game. Weinschreider on the inbounds. Kicks out, 3-pointer. An air ball. But it will stay with Sewanhaka. A couple of minutes ago, the feeling in this building was the game's kind of over. It's not the case. Shot clock is turned off. Francis A travel. North Shore basketball. And a timeout. North Shore is out of timeouts. 27 seconds to go. And leading by 5. It was a 16-point lead for North Shore at the start of this fourth quarter. It got up to 19. That was the largest lead of this game. It's down to 5 with 27.1 on the clock. The Vikings have led wire to wire. Plenty of steals for Sewanhaka. Scuderi steps on the sideline. .25 seconds to play. Down by 5. Francis loses a handle. They still control. NBA range 3. Short iron. Loose on the floor. Jump ball. Possession stays with Sewanhaka. 11.4. They need a bucket here. And they need it fast. Francis for 3. Yes! It's a 2-point game with 9.4 on the clock. A foul in that far corner can extend it. I think the discussion is, was it a 2 or a 3? It is a 3. Gabby Zafiro at the foul line. .14 points for Cherish Francis. What a game she has had off the bench. Three-point contest. And the top scorer in the county hits both. It's a 4-point game. 7 seconds to go. Bolivar straight to the rack. Too strong. Rebounded by North Shore. She'll get fouled with 1.1, but that will do it. Sewanhaka, what a fight to the end. They had their chances. They missed on some of them. You can never take away this team's fight. And I know when we talk to North Shore after this, they're going to probably reiterate all of that. But it will be the Vikings who will play Elmont in the Nassau County A championship game. The team that lost in the finals last year to a team that's won the championship 3 of the last 5. 70-65, and that's it. North Shore headed back to the finals. Treated to 2 excellent games here in the Nassau County A semis. It will be Elmont, and it will be North Shore. And we will be right back. We'll talk with one of the victorious North Shore Vikings in just a moment. Only on News 12 Varsity.
On March 11th, starting at 5 p.m., watch the best of New Jersey high school basketball battle for the right to be called champions, live on Channel 14.
At the buzzer, good!
This doubleheader begins at 5 p.m. with the non-public B finals, followed by the non-public A finals at 7 p.m. Watch the best of New Jersey high school basketball live on the big screen on Optimum Channel, Channel 14.
Welcome back to News 12 Varsity. North Shore heading back to the championship after a 5-point win, 70-65 over Sewanhaka. Here with Ashley Sheeran, one of the seniors. And Ashley, I mean, overall, to get back to another final, how does that feel?
It's unreal. You know, it's a good feeling. Sewanhaka put up an amazing fight. You know, this is the reason why we play basketball, for games like this. Like, it really just validates the fact that we have to work to get back to a championship, and that's what it should be about, working hard to get back to championship.
I mean, you guys have been tested at points this season, but was that one of the better battles that you saw all year?
Oh my gosh, yeah, definitely one of the best games we've seen all season. I'm just really proud of my team. You know, we really came together, and we said in the pregame speech in the locker room, you know, at some point in this game, you know, it's not gonna go our way, whether it be a foul call or us not going on a run or them going on a run. But we really bounced back nicely, and I'm really proud of our team.
Well, some foul calls did not go your way, and you were even playing with 4 personals that, you know, for most of the fourth quarter and even late into the third. To, you know, stay out of foul trouble at that point, still stay on the floor. What did it just show about really this whole group's tenacity and perseverance throughout the game?
We really just, we go so hard in practice, and I think that, you know, sometimes we go a little too hard here. We kind of forget that refs are here, and this isn't like our practice, but, you know, for the most part, our team just, a lot of times it's hustle fouls. It's not, you know, it's really just us trying to dive for loose balls and then coming up with the foul call, but we really just were able to keep it together, and I'm really happy for our team.
Well, more times than not, Gabby Zafiro's up to 30 points per game. Well, today it was really, all 5 starters were in double figures, really spreading the wealth. What does it show about this team's teamwork tonight? Yeah,
our teamwork is great, and we're super versatile. I feel like, you know, Gabby is obviously an amazing scorer. She's an even better passer. You know, she creates plays for everyone, but, you know, it really is a true testament to the girls on this team that we're all just super unselfish, and we want every person to be getting into double figures, because that's the way we're going to be successful this season.
Well, next team you're going to see is going to be Elma. I know you haven't played them this year, but what do you know about them?
Honestly, we leave that to Mr. Freund. He kind of he tells us, and you know, he has told us that they're a really great team, and I'm looking forward to playing them. I'm assuming it's going to be an awesome game just like this one.
Well, something like them, they have championship game experience. Last year they lost in the finals. You guys have won the last couple before last year's losing in the semifinals. How do you just think that's going to match up for you guys?
I think it's going to be a really tough matchup. I think that we're both very athletic teams, very fast teams. We like the pace of the game to be fast. So I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good game.
Oh, it's going to be a good game. 11 o'clock next week at Hofstra. We'll have all the action. If you can't make it out to the MAC, here on News 12 Varsity. That's going to do it for us here. Many thanks to the entire crew as always. Special thanks to our producer, Josh Rebsky, for all the hard work he does. For one final time, I'm Dan Savarino saying thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
On March 12th, starting at 11 a.m., watch the best of Long Island high school basketball battle for the right to be called champions. Live on Channel 14. This doubleheader begins at 11 a.m. with the Class A Finals, followed by the Class AA Finals at 1:30 p.m. Watch the best of Long Island high school basketball live on the big screen on Optimum Channel, Channel 14.